everyone. Thank you so much for joining in conversation with Real Life Biomedical Engineers podcast series. My name is Krushi Mehta. I am a biomedical engineer, and today's guest is Josephine Joseph. She is from Mumbai. She has studied in a DY Patil college. She is a fellow biomedical engineer, and she's working with one of the greatest organization of Bangalore. She's working with Sampletic Technologies Private Limited. It is working majorly. They have very interesting product, and she's handling a couple of biomedical engineers team, and she's been working in this entire field from last 4.5 years. So let's hear from her what's her experience and how interesting she finds the biomedical engineer. Hi Josephine, how are you?
Thank you. Thanks for that welcome, Krushi. I'm good today. And yeah, I hope we'll have fun while speaking in this podcast.
I'm pretty sure we will. So how was your day and what did you do? I mean, how are you working in this COVID situation?
Okay, so as per my day was a bit challenging today, and the work in COVID situation, we all are working from home, especially my team. We do have vertical teams related to production, manufacturing, R&D, hardware, software, clinical. So most of our team are working from home except for manufacturing and production, and we all are handling our work and work lifestyle from home.
That's great. I mean, the situation is hard, so I think it's better to work from home rather than going in
Yeah,
person. That's great.
exactly.
So let me just start by asking the very similar question which I have asked to zillions of people till date on this podcast
Hmm.
as well as on in my real life. Why did you
Okay.
choose biomedical engineering?
Okay. Um, it would be a long story, but short one. I'll keep it short one. So, biomedical engineering stream, or let's say as a subject, was introduced to me in my high school. I believe somewhere in ninth standard science one textbook, the subject mentioned was placed there. So, being curious, so from my school days onwards, I used to take part in science club, and I was typically a kid who would love to learn about technologies or related to science. Maybe my interest was into or is into it, not was, is into it. So, I was curious about it. Later on, eventually, it started fading off, but then in 11th and 12th, while we take our specialization or let's say majors, whether to choose science or commerce, so that's when, and while we were preparing for whether to streamline ourselves for engineering or medicine, I was yet again introduced to biomedical engineering stream or bioengineering stream from one of my professors in my PUC or 12th standard curriculum, where he just asked me which subject would you like to take. So at that point of time, I was more inclined to healthcare. I wanted to do pure biology or into going to medical stream. But then later on, understanding that we do have, frankly speaking, we do have challenges in taking pure medicine or let's say any healthcare, the competition is much higher. I was open to take up engineering streams too. So there came this introduction of subject where it really matched with my interest, and it was innovative too. I didn't much think about the career perspective basically, but I was much curious on what this course would be offering me to learn more or to upscale myself. And that's how I decided to go with biomedical, and I aimed for it. I got the admission through an entrance exam from the university which I
Mhm.
completed my graduation. So yeah, I chose
That's great.
biomedical
That's great.
engineering like this. Yeah.
You have studied in DY Patil, right?
Yes, I
It's one of
did.
the
I
prestigious
did
college of
graduate.
Mumbai. Yeah.
Yes, it's an autonomous college from Mumbai,
Yeah.
D.Y. Patil School of Bioinformatics and
Mhm.
Biotechnology.
So do they have like only biomedical engineering core, or they have bioengineering and other kind of subjects as well?
So I have passed out and I started my undergrad course in 2011 and I
Uh-huh.
graduated in 2015. During that duration, we had biotechnology in bioscience, especially. We
Okay.
had biomedical engineering, biotechnology, BTech,
Mhm.
MTech integrated in biotechnology. And if I'm not wrong, we also had bioinformatics and MTech integrated in bioinformatics. If I believe everyone is well aware of integrated courses where you can do your undergrads and post graduation
Of course.
in a span of 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, these were the subjects. So there were many choices, like
Mhm.
the School of
So it was not
Bioinformatics.
only biomedical engineering,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
also had
yeah.
some different. Okay, great.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
one more question is like, people usually get confused that, what
Hmm.
is the difference
Hmm.
between bioengineering,
Hmm.
biotechnology, or biomedical
Hmm.
engineering specifically.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Studying in
Hmm.
a institute where you have the different kind of offerings from college itself, that you can study biomedical engineering, biotechnology, or bioinformatics, what kind of difference you have found like till date from that
Okay.
experience?
Pardon me if I'm wrong. I'll be best in explaining biomedical engineering.
Sure.
Still, I'll speak upon what's the difference between bioengineering, biomedical engineering, and bioinformatics.
Right.
And per se, I can talk about biotechnology too. So, bioengineering is a subject or a stream which has application of principle in biology and tools of engineering. Okay, which helps you to create real products, or let's say it employs knowledge and expertise in applied science, to be precise, and also the concepts like fluid mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
mass, heat, biocatalyst. These are the projects where bioengineers typically take up. So there is a stream where bioengineers can also work in biomedical projects like
True.
medical devices, diagnostic devices, then kits, basically the viable kits, which high
The
infectious.
laboratorical
Yeah,
instruments specifically. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So this is a bioengineering stream which
Hmm.
specializes on applied principles of biology.
Right.
Okay. This is bioengineering. Now let's come to biomedical engineering. So in biomedical engineering, the specialization or the subject uses engineering principles and design concepts to
Mm-hmm.
create or to innovate medical products, which is a amalgamation of engineering concepts with clinical concepts or clinical
Technology. Yeah.
practices. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. For example, we can take ventilator. Initially, let's say 50 years ago, or 50, more than that, 100 in 100 years, people used to use ambu bag to give
Right.
ventilation,
The
right?
basic
Then
version.
we
Yeah.
automated the basic version, the first hands-on thing
Yeah.
which we
Yeah.
get introduced to. So then there came automated versions, then there were few more parameters, then PMS was introduced itself in ventilators. So yeah, so all these equipment or instrumentation, or let's say where there is a lot of engineering concepts applied with medical practice,
Hmm.
right? Like heart lung machine, where that human effort is being transferred into a mechanical
Correct.
version, and it can undertake medical clinical practices, is kind of a study, or let's say if you want to master in that, then the first basic degree or graduation is provided as biomedical engineering.
Correct.
So many of us tend to confuse bioengineering and biomedical engineering.
That's true.
Bio, yeah, biomedical engineering is specializing in instrumentation, or let's say engineering concepts. Bioengineering is more towards biology, real life science methods, and also they have a division where someone can take up much more intricate division towards biomedical engineering. Then comes bioinformatics. Frankly speaking, it's one of the emerging field as of
Right.
now. As the name suggests, biological data which is converted into information, or
Mm-hmm.
let's say biological information where analysis is done, data analysis is done, or let's say group of human data or biological data is being processed or information transferred. So it can, you can say that it's a combination of uh, information technology
Mm-hmm.
with biological data or biological sciences. So the main application of a bioinformatic person comes where there's a lot of human data, or let's say there's a
Right.
lot of biological data through which you can research, you can understand the genome, you can understand the DNA patterns, or the evolution methods where
Right.
we see over a decades information is given and you can see various changes in comparison to that.
So I
So
think
yeah,
as
that's
a
informatic.
user,
Yeah,
what people see is the compilation of these three of the field. They
yeah,
don't really get to understand the basic difference between three of the field. But
exactly.
if this whatever you have said, it's perfect because on the basic note, the description or the segregation of these three fields is whatever you have said is extremely correct. And I think yeah, that's pretty much the same. Um, Next thing is, I wanted to like, I really wanted to
Mm-hmm.
ask because I've never like come across a person who has done that. Like a couple of
Mm-hmm.
my seniors did go to Harvard Biomedical for the training purpose.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they came into the last year or maybe after graduating, um,
Mm-hmm.
you did work with or you did your internship with Harvey Biomedical. I just let you know, like whoever doesn't know that, what is Harvey Biomedical? Harvey Biomedical is a organization. They are Bangalore-based company who are providing you
Yeah.
hands-on training about the medical instruments. They have various types of
Mm-hmm.
instruments. Do check their website, and if you are really keen and if you really want to grow your network and grow your knowledge, then you should definitely do this program. It's really amazing. I do suggest you all. So yeah, coming back to the my question, that how was your experience? How did it find you to work with you know with the machines, hands-on training, and understanding the theoretical part on a practical manner? And of course, Mr. Ayappa Das, he's a really good person. So how was your experience overall?
Yeah. So let me start how I got introduced to Harvey. So after completing my internship, final year internship, I have done two internships. One is in Fortis Healthcare, and another one basically was my R&D internship, the project taken from DY Patil. So after that, I was working with Philips distributor, basically on sales projects. I was appointed as sales specialist, and after that, somewhere I felt that I lacked knowledge on hands-on training, or let's say
Right.
the real physical. Even after doing 6 months of hospital training or internship, somewhere I felt that okay, I might have some gaps in between. I need to have a different environmental exposure. Let's say I was much aware of the Mumbai industry, or how the Mumbai work culture for biomedical engineers work, because I have seen biomedical field service engineers, biomedical hospital engineers working within the industry community.
Right.
And also I have been introduced to the sales field, and I could really understand the work culture over there. But then while I was scrolling down one day through Facebook, I saw the ad of Harvey Biomedical. Their projection was really genuine, and I was okay in doing that, because
Mm-hmm.
having just not the certificate but the knowledge, or let's say
Right.
the guidance which they provide, is worth it, because I still remember the first day of my joining. I had two mentors, Ayappa Das sir and also Bala sir. They
Mm-hmm.
were really awesome. First of all, they are genuine mentors. So
Right.
there, even if so, while I joined, it was, I think, the third batch or the fourth batch.
Mm-hmm.
Even while it was their start, they had a really streamlined pattern of introduction. It was not at all theoretical. We
Mm-hmm.
had classroom trainings, but we more had practicals and hands-on training, where for the first time I had done multiple installations before joining Harvey. I have been doing multiple installations of ventilator Respironics model. Okay, but then still I never got a chance to really open up the
Device.
motherboard of
Right.
devices, or let's say to see the intricate parts of ventilator, how
Mm.
the ventilation, basically that concept,
Right.
how does it work. Or so in so maybe that's because of the time constraint, or let's say we have a huge group of people studying together with us. Because of that, we are unable to grasp that knowledge during our college period, or
Yeah,
let's say during the
and I
training
think
period.
in a hospital, if you are also working, there's a huge risk that you might get,
Exactly.
disturb that instrument, so
Infection.
it you
Hmm.
might not be able to use that on patient, and that builds up
Yeah,
a risk that it will
exactly.
be a huge cost for your hospital. So you be
Exactly.
that person that I don't want to
Hmm.
harm anyone in any way,
Correct.
and
Correct.
you just be very sure that everything is working
Correct.
fine, and you don't need to create add-on problem by just opening it up and
Correct.
see the functioning. So I think
Yeah.
doing such kind of internship helps a lot. So yeah, please continue with that. What were you
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. We basically we don't get an opportunity to actually explore things, which I
Yeah.
found in Harvey. That is what really I'm thankful for the team, Harvey team. Secondly, I still remember it was a 40 days hands-on training course, and I still thank the organization for projecting such a wonderful training program, because I think there are very few opportunities for biomedical engineering as a study pattern, or let's say hands-on training method,
Right.
right? So yeah,
Having
while
that
I
is
was,
a, yeah.
yeah, so while I was completing that 40-day training, I think about on the 10th day, or let's say the last 10 days, we had an activity where we had to really present a particular device, or let's say explain the device in front of our mentors and our colleagues, or let's say our peer groups. So that motivated us more, and they used to literally explain us how a product needs to be explained. What is the first feature, if you get a PMS, that is patient monitoring system,
Right.
how you need to present it initially. These things we might as well observe that around our colleagues, or let's say there's no straight back guidance stating that this is how you approach people,
Right.
or the first basics of communication, how you need to be clear with your concepts, how you can educate. So being biomedical engineer, I think it's really important to transfer that knowledge to
Right.
maybe the medical team which you're working, if you're working in hospital, maybe your users or the customers if you are a B2C customer, just like
Correct.
Inito, or let's say if you are working in an R&D team or a product based team, or in a manufacturing unit, it's really important for you to explain that motive or the purpose of that device to your team members, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that trick, or let's say that introduction was given from Harvey. And also by joining Harvey, I gained a lot of networking. In fact, the current employer, I was introduced by Mr. Ayappa Das sir only. So yeah, this was my experience, and it has been good. And in fact, I have gone back and have got very good talents also from there, who are currently working with my team. So yeah,
Right.
I would be really grateful, ever grateful to Harvey.
That's amazing. And I just want to point one thing that it will be definitely a very coincidence. So I recently wrote one article just yesterday only. I finished that writing. So this is
Mm-hmm.
all about the skills BME students should have. And one of
Mm-hmm.
the skills which I have mentioned is about the teaching and the presentation skill a student should have. Because
Mm-hmm.
as a biomedical engineer, you do wear too many types of heads.
Yeah.
Working in a same organization or in a different organization, it doesn't matter. But having that two skills, teaching and presentation, makes a lot of difference. I repeat that because it is such a blessing to have that when you are teaching someone and you know that you can transfer that knowledge from one technical person to a non-technical person. Huge things, because in
Exactly.
your hospital you might be working with nurse or non-technical staff
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't know about technicalities anything, but they have to work
Mm-hmm.
on the instruments, and they have to
Machines.
work
Yeah.
and apply that instruments on patients. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge
Correct.
thing. And
Yeah.
second thing, if you are working in a marketing place, the
Mm-hmm.
presentation of instruments is extremely must to have,
Yes.
because you
Yes.
need to explain and you have to sell actually that instruments to hospital or any sort of organization.
Agreed.
So having that two skills, well said, is really utmost necessity as a BME student.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
So that's great that your experience with Harvard Biomedical was amazing. I am pretty sure Ayapadas will be watching this and will soon be watching this video, and I hope he likes it. Um, Second thing I wanted to ask, that the Inito startup which you are working with
Mm-hmm.
currently,
Mm-hmm.
how is
Mm-hmm.
that experience? Because I think many of the organizations, like, I will rephrase my sentence. Many of the students seek to
Mm-hmm.
work with such a big name like GE Healthcare or Fluke Biomedical or Philips or any sort of companies who are, big leaders in the market right now. But
Mm-hmm.
working with a startup community who are dealing
Mm-hmm.
in medical instrumentation based products,
Mm-hmm.
how was your experience, and what kind of things you have learned? Like, because I'm pretty sure I have also worked like past 3 years in a startup
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
as a designation I have only one job to do, but if
Mm-hmm.
if I can see myself, I have done a lot of things in a different cross disciplinary department.
Functional.
So
Mm.
yeah, what kind of things you have learned in a startup, and what is your advice to people who are watching this video about it?
Okay. 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 So, my experience with Inito, really, I would be short of words. It is wonderful. It is going. So every day, there's not a single day where I don't learn new things. I started the position of clinical specialist in the year 2017. Then in 2018, in the mid, I was promoted as a lead. So it's been almost, to be precise, 3 months, 3 years and 9 months. So in last 3 months, so while I joined Inito, we were a small group of organization. As you mentioned, it was a startup, and we were about like 10 to 15 employees in that organization. Uh, so by God's grace, I got exposure to all the field, let's say operations, manufacturing, then customer acquisition, marketing, then clinical team, or let's say the product side of the brand, and understanding how consumers will intake the product, or let's say how to launch a product itself in the market. So we have multiple cross functional teams, and I can proudly say that I have been closely working with all of them. It's really difficult for an employee to have a cross functional experience. And I I was lucky enough to get that exposure. I'll be thankful to Inito per se, because if I wouldn't have been selected, or let's say I wouldn't have been chosen, then I would have missed such a beautiful opportunity. So in while I was doing internship and I was freshly graduated, even I had this mind, I need to join Philips
Yeah.
or GE, the main branch, or let's say the high giants of the industry. But later on, while time passed, I understood that working with purpose is really important. And
Right.
while Inito was introduced to me, I found that. So our motive is to get into each household, or let's say to provide the diagnostic device where a normal human being can can take almost 30 plus tests just sitting at their home with their convenience, so that it would be easy for them to diagnose themselves, see their vitals, check their vitals, and transfer their data to the doctors and get information and consultation at their convenient places.
Can't wait to have a baby? Get pregnant faster with the Inito Fertility Monitor. It measures 2 hormones to identify your most fertile days to conceive. Try it today.
Advice for the new job seekers, or let's say the upcoming graduates or the students, it would be like, um, check for something where it suffices the purpose for which you want to work.
Right.
Because let's say the work life or the task would be equivalently same everywhere. Yeah, getting a brand name is never a bad thing, but then again, running behind the brands and getting rejected and self demotivating oneself is not a good thing to happen.
That's
So
true.
start small with a good motive, a good purpose, work with purpose. The new generation over here, I think we need to concentrate more on the purpose, on what we are working, what difference do we make in people's life. Not to power oneself, but to empower ourselves is what we need to look forward for.
That's very well said. Also, I think if someone is working initially in the startup right after the college, they do learn a lot of things. While if
Mhm.
I don't have much experience working with a big brand, but as per my experience, what I have learned so far, um,
Mhm.
working in a organization whose team is extremely small and people are friendly, and if you remember everyone's name, you will learn everything. I think that's the funda which you should apply, because the
Yeah,
larger
true.
the organization, the less understanding you'll have about the organization as well as about the products. So
Correct.
I think as small as the organization will be, the understanding and the work uh, satisfaction you'll get more. So that's the beauty of
Exactly.
working in a startup. I also want to add one thing, that Inito was
Mm.
one of the startup who got funded by Y Combinator.
Yes, yes. So we can proudly take up that moment where we can say that Inito is the first medical startup in India, which is seed funded by Y Combinator. I believe that not much people are aware of what Y Combinator is,
Mhm.
and I would like to speak upon that, throw some light. So, Y Combinator is an American seed money startup accelerator. So, as the name suggests accelerator, that means it helps the startup to like grow their industry, or
Right.
let's say grow their market. I'll come to that topic. Initially, it was launched in the Y Combinator was launched in March 2005. It has launched over 20 plus companies,
Mhm.
including Airbnb, Stripe, Cruise, then Cruise Automation, DoorDash, and Instacart, Dropbox, etc. These are the uh, prominent companies
Right.
which
Who got
are
funded?
pretty successful,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, who got funded by Y Combinator. And I can proudly add Inito is one among them now.
That's amazing.
The company accelerator program is held basically in Mountain View, California.
Mhm.
And Y Combinator, so the process happens like this. Combinator interviews and selects 2 or more companies or batches of companies per year. And the company receives seed funding, or let's say the company or the batch of companies who are selected from Y Combinator, they receive seed money, advices, and connection. In
Right.
exchange, Y Combinator will get benefited with some kind of equity or shares from the company, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so one main thing or the interesting factor, or let's say what um, keeps Y Combinator different from other accelerator program is what their motive is. So that attracts most of the companies, or let's say their services. So the motive is make something people want.
The purpose.
So that
Yeah,
the purpose, yes,
yeah.
that's the motive. Make something what people want, and they are cross functionally available for any kind of organization, where let it be medical, let it be software or information, any kind of cross functional
Right.
organizations. And so I was lucky enough to attend with my colleagues, with my team, core team, to attend few of their online programs or online videos, where the program teaches the founders or the team to market the product,
Mm-hmm.
to refine the team, the business model, and also achieving the product market fit.
Correct.
So these are the few points which they concentrate on while scaling up or scaling the startup into a higher growth business. So this is what exactly Y Combinator does. It is one of the valued accelerator programs where every company strives to get into. And there, typically, I can say it's a very competitive platform. Getting selected into one of the programs is a really high appreciable achievement, in fact. And the core team, the Inito's core team actually had worked really hard. I really appreciate my founders, Mr. Varun AV and Ayush Rai. They have uh, they have put their full efforts to gain that selection in Y Combinator, and I believe we'll go ahead.
I'm pretty sure they have put so much of efforts to build the company. I also want to point this one thing, that that's the beauty of working in a startup, that you can be the part of so many things. I mean, at one end you are working in a manufacturing area, the other way you are working with the marketing team, the other way you are working as a, representing your company in such Y Combinator organization, or any kind of organization, investors, or anyone for that matter. So if you're working in a small organization, you are more likely to be presented on a front line, and uh, you can have that opportunity. You can polish yourself as well as your company's reputation, and you can build
Exactly.
something good along with the founders. Not only the founders who are working, but you are also being a major part of that company. So I really give this big shout out to all the biomedical engineers who are thinking that, working in a big organization is the only thing which will help in their resume. But my mindset is other way around, that working in a startup is a blessing to have.
Yes, and in fact, we need to understand the growth graph. How much you're learning, how much
Right.
you're reciprocating. It's just not the monetary benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Money, you can make it. You will money will follow you if you are on the right path or if your work speaks. But you need
Right.
to follow knowledge, your experience, or let's say uh, the methodology of thought process,
Yeah.
or the exposure, the opportunity you will be getting. There are many MNCs, there are many groups or teams who work in big shot brands. They only do a typical monotonous task each year, every
Not
year.
everyone, but
Nothing.
most of
Yeah,
them.
Most of them,
Yeah.
yeah. So there are very interactive MNCs and big brands where they promote growth and learning, but most of them, they end up in such a method where they get comfortable in their seats. There is not much growth. Might as well you will get higher CTCs,
Yeah.
but then
But the
yeah,
learning curve will
startup
be like
curve will
saturated
be,
more.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly,
That's very
exactly.
well said. Yeah, that's true. So I think we have pretty much covered all the topics to be discussed, and I think it was my pleasure to interview you. Thank you so much for
Okay,
coming on this show, and
it's my pleasure.
we have discussed so much interesting. This, I would say, this is the one of the interesting recording I have done so far. Thank you
Is
so
it
much,
okay?
Josephine. Yeah.
No worries, my pleasure.